But we begin with that breaking news. In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court has ruled that a high school football coach has the First Amendment right to pray on the field after games. Former Washington State public school football coach Joe Kennedy had been suspended from his job in 2015 over post-game prayers on the 50-yard line that sometimes involved his players. The ruling says the school district violated the coach's free speech and free exercise rights by barring him from doing so. It's another big win for religious exercise and potentially expanding the ability of public employees to practice their faith openly on the job. For more, ABC News senior Washington reporter Devin Dwyer joins us live. Devin, what are some of the key points of this ruling?
A very significant ruling, Diane, for those who value religious freedom, conservatives especially, that have pushed this court to embrace a broader approach to religious liberty. And practically speaking, as you said there at the top, this means that public employees, especially public school teachers and coaches, are now going to be able to pray more openly on the job, practice their faith on the job, even within view of their students, those impressionable young minds around them. Now, the Supreme Court for years has said that religion doesn't need to be purged from the public square. There are some limits on that, but here, just this term, Diane, since the 6-justice conservative majority has really taken a hold of this issue, they have expanded it, and now in this case, said Coach Kennedy, who the school district said was coercing in some ways his students, pray for play, if you will, was something I heard when I was out there from parents concerned about this. They wanted to stop him from doing this, but the Supreme Court said in the public space, even on the job, someone like Coach Kennedy deserves the right to exercise his religion under the First Amendment.
And the key here seems to be public, in the argument at least. Justice Sotomayor wrote the dissent, and she said this isn't about someone's ability to pray privately at work. So what's her key argument?
Well, the school district in this case, Diane, bent over backwards to accommodate Coach Kennedy. They said, look, you can pray after the game, pray on the sideline, pray in the locker room. How else can we accommodate you? But Coach Kennedy told me that he heard directly from God that praying on the field of battle there at the 50-yard line was important to him. He needed to do that to practice his faith, and that's what he did for 7 years in Bremmerton, Washington, just outside Seattle. But once, he continued this practice, growing numbers of students would start to surround him at the games, Diane. It became quite a spectacle. And some parents complained that their kids felt pressured, high school kids, to participate. If they didn't participate, they felt like they might not get playing time. The coach said that was not part of the play. He said it was completely voluntary for these students. He couldn't help it if students surrounded him. It's divided that community out there in Washington. But at the end of the day, the conservative majority on this court taking a very broad view of religious rights and saying the coach has every right to do that and can get his job back if he wants, Diane.
Devin, how does this set a precedent for future cases?
Oh, this is a big deal, Diane. I mean, this case didn't happen in a vacuum. In just the past few months, we've seen the Supreme Court allow a death row inmate to see a chaplain in the death chamber lay hands on him and pray out loud. We saw the Supreme Court allow a Christian group to raise the Christian flag in Boston at Boston City Hall. And just last week, the Supreme Court said that Maine must allow a taxpayer-funded school voucher program to be used at religious schools. So with this decision today, this is a Supreme Court now that's charting a course towards expansion of religious liberties in this country, and it is being cheered right now, Diane, both by the coach and his supporters, religious rights advocates saying this is a big win for them this morning.
And Devin, I know you, as you mentioned, you traveled to Washington. You spoke directly to Coach Kennedy. Have you heard from him today?
He's still processing the decision, his lawyer told me, but we talked a little bit about what this would mean at the end of the day when I was out there a few months ago, Diane, and he said this, this is a guy who says he didn't want the spotlight. He just wanted, to be able to exercise his faith. He loves what he does, and in fact, he's a cherished member of that community. But the fact that this has become such a national flashpoint, people taking sides over his story, has really created a divisive atmosphere. He hopes that subsides now and that people will simply be able to get back to playing the game and exercising their faith, Diane.
All right, Devin Dwyer, thanks for that.
Thanks, Dan.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.